Hey guys, it's Infinite Enzo and Wolfman Walsh, and we are in the Wolf Den?
Wolf Den.
Wolf Den. We're in the Wolf Den. Walsh had a great idea for a video that we're going to do with you guys for National Knife Day. Today is National Knife Day. This will probably go up like Thursday or Friday, so just call it National Knife Week. Yeah, all right. You want to tell us a little bit about the idea that you had?
Well, not my idea. I can't take credit for it. As 100,000 of us watch, apparently. Metal Complex posted this video 2 months ago where he went through and named certain knives in his collection and what they were, what they meant. So we're going to follow that same algorithm, if you will, and go through the same steps.
Awesome.
So, but before we get started,
yeah,
what are you carrying today
on
Knife Day?
All right, so let's see. We'll start off with the main blade first. We've got the Ace Grand. Yeah, the Ace Grand. Giant Mouse Ace Grand. This is an L-Max in my Carta. I'm so happy to have some L-Max back in my life. Really pleased with this knife. I just got it. I love it. Secondary blade is the case. This is the saddle horn, the small saddle horn. I can't remember the type of bone that this is, the type of die on the bone, but it's a jig bone. It's super nice. 2 blades here. And lastly, for my back pocket carry, I've got the Microtech Ultratech. Everybody knows and loves the Ultratech, so great knife. Awesome back pocket knife too, left-handed as well. All right, you sir, let's see it.
Main carry. We're also going with the Jesper Voxnäs, the Fox Vox, if you will.
Very nice.
The core. Secondary. I've just been carrying this so much recently, and it's a goofy knife, but man, I love it. If I can get it out of my coin pocket here. My Rough Rider, hawkbill blade there.
Very nice.
It's actually really good for opening packages and other types of packages.
Like bottle type packages?
Bottle type packages. And then we'll call it back pocket, but it's actually belt. I've got my poker. Yeah.
Yes.
So I had to add a little lanyard there to make
that's
it
the
fit
Franc Sauvé.
That's right? The Franc Sauvé.
Very nice.
Yes.
Damn, I like that.
So, we got D2, and I haven't put it through its paces a lot yet, but I'm hoping with fall coming, wood, camping,
wood
something,
prep.
it's going to get beat. So
awesome. Well, so just to give you guys a quick idea of what we're going to be doing, we're talking, let's see, rarest knives, least expensive, most sentimental, etc. So we're going to dive right into it, guys. Let's just cut to the tabletop.
Let's do it. Well, before we get too carried away, how about just a, hey, thanks for being here. Happy Wednesday.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What are we drinking tonight, sir?
We are drinking Buffalo Trace, but we are drinking to National Knife Day.
Let's do it. National Knife Day. All right.
All right, so what we're going to start with on the first set, we're going to go through a couple different categories, but the first one is going to be most expensive knife. And for me, that is going to be the Spyderco Lion Steel Lion Eye. This was it used to belong to Mr. Enzo here, and I purchased it from him. One of my favorite knives. I don't like Spyderco. I'm just not a fan. They all look the same. But he had this knife, and I said, if you ever are wanting to get rid of it, please let me know because I will purchase it. So he was like, yeah, I'm ready to get rid of it, and I know it's going to a good home. So I purchased it, and you just can't beat L-Max.
You can't, and we're going to get back to that later on my end. So I did, when I had sold this knife to Walsh, I didn't, and I offered to, did I offer to give it to you?
No.
I didn't. Okay. Shame on me. No, I should have just given it to you.
No, reduced price.
Reduced price. I gave you a pretty damn good deal.
If you look at this knife on eBay right now, you'll understand.
When I let this one go, let's see, the biggest thing I missed was definitely the L-Max blade. But we're going to come back around to that in a little bit. But I'm glad you're enjoying this knife.
Oh, yeah.
It's an awesome knife.
Still S tier.
Okay, so for me, most expensive. Yes, that is still S tier. That's absolutely S tier. All right, guys, most expensive knife for me then, that is the Liang Ma Lanny version 2. Absolutely love this knife. So what we have here is titanium, M390, micarta covers, pretty sweet blade, and just an epic design from Mr. Liang Ma. Probably not much more to add to that. I just really enjoy that knife, and it's just like the Spyderco. If you look up what these are going for, they're right in the same territory. It's a pricey one.
It'll make you sweat.
It'll make you sweat. Yep.
So from there, we're gonna go from most expensive to least expensive. Now again, this one has history because it was a gift from this man right here. This was a groomsman gift, if you will. So don't look at that date. My initials are engraved on it in the date of his wedding. So very sentimental, but also least expensive. I baby this thing because I want it to last forever. So the Open L, number 8, I believe. Number 8.
Yep, that's the number 8.
8.
Yep, and carbon steel too. I don't know if it's 1095 or what kind of carbon steel it is, but my cousin has one of these as well. He was also a groomsman, and his is like black, so it'll definitely take a patina.
I think I've done a good job.
Oh yeah, you've been taking care of it for sure. All right, so for me, least expensive knife, that is the San Remo 7010.
What?
This is really well known as a basically a Sabenza clone. It's not a clone because it doesn't have it doesn't have Chris Reeve markings on it or anything, but the pattern is completely Sabenza except for the pocket plate. But it's a good little knife for the money. I think these are like $15. Very sloppy detent, and the frame lock leaves a lot to be desired. But my dad gave it to me as a gift, and so I will never sell this. I really like it a lot. Well, like it a lot. I like it as a sentimental object. However, that's not my sentimental knife.
No. We'll get there.
Yeah, we will get there. that is the least expensive knife I know. So,
Nice.
yeah. Jump on to the next one.
No, up to the next one. All right. The next one is going to be the one that your friends would probably steal from you if given the chance, and mine is going to be the Indominus 275. It's got my monogram on it and the butterfly tax.
Yeah.
Other than that,
The butterfly tax.
this is a perfect knife. The crew wear steel. This thing takes a beating. I mean, you can see it's got some scuffs on it.
Mm-hmm.
We've beat some lumber. Sounds inappropriate. We've chopped some trees, made some fire kindling, and this thing's been put through its paces.
Oh yeah.
So, but most likely when I carry this one, everyone's like, "Ooh, man, I'd love to have that one." I'm like, "Yeah, I bet you would."
Dream on. All right, guys. For me, knife that my friends would want to steal, that would be the Snex Vision R. You guys may know I'm a big Snex fan. I don't own any of his customs, of course, because they're like thousands and thousands of dollars, so that's way out of my range. But when Wii releases a Snex collaboration, I jump on it. And what I love about Wii is that they are very committed to preserving his vision of what the knife was when he made it as a custom, and they really do an excellent job of that here with this one. This is 20 CV blade. It's got Snex's patented Super Lock, which is basically, in my opinion, a better version of the Shark Lock. The reason why is that, and you can see it in this hole, I won't be able to show it to you. If you go to Snex's Instagram page, that is at SNECX, he has a video on how this lock bar interfaces with the stop pin as well as the tang of the blade to make it basically a wear-proof locking system. It's very ingeniously designed, and it's very fidgety. So I've had a lot of comments since I got this blade, and I've been posting it on Instagram and stuff. People saying just like, "Oh, I love that knife." So I'm confident in saying people would probably want to steal this one.
Yeah. I've just got this ancient Axis lock.
Hey,
here,
though,
you know.
Dude, the Axis, there's a reason why everybody, now that the patent has expired,
Right.
everybody's got their own Axis lock. That's, yeah, great.
We'll see where that goes. All right, so next is going to be rarest.
Rarest, okay.
Rarest. Again, I feel like there's a theme here for rare, or for just my whole thing. This was a gift from this man right here. I'm blanking on the name.
It's a 55, I think.
Well, yeah, it's a $155.
Oh, it has a name.
The name of the designer.
It has a name. Oh, the designer's David Yellowhorse.
David Yellowhorse. So if you can see there, we have the wolf inlay there, just specifically for me. So this is probably the rarest. I don't know anyone that has one.
I don't either, yeah.
So
I do know people that are Yellow Horse collectors, but I've never seen one of these out in the wild.
Yeah. And I'll let you tell the story about why this is called a $155.
Oh yeah, okay, let me see if I can remember this properly. Supposedly, when it was designed, It was meant. It's basically about half the size of a 110.
Right.
So divide 110 by 2.
55.
You get a 55. I think David, though, I think he actually named this knife too. I want to say he called it the Howling Wolf, but I can't remember. Obviously, the wolf looks as if the wolf inlay. He looks like he's howling. But you guys might be able to pull it up on his website. I'm not sure.
I've still got the paperwork. I don't remember reading Howling Wolf.
Okay.
But
okay, I could be totally off base. It could be that near 35-year-old brain just going away. All right, for my rarest, a Phil Jacob custom Lanny. You guys know I love Lanny's clips, and I really have been wanting a custom Lanny's clip for a very long time. And I finally found a good deal on one I felt like I could reasonably afford. If you look at really well-known custom makers like Enrique Pena or Pepe Halomo, their customs are going for, Lord, 1,000, 1,200, 900, they're up there. This one from Mr. Jacob was much more reasonable, and the fit and finish is fantastic. Walk and talk is lovely, and there's no blade play. Blade steel CPM 154, if you guys are wondering. This is a basic model as far as his work goes. Mr. Jacob, he's really well known for doing Roman knot file work, beautiful complex file work on the spines. Obviously the spine is totally plain, which is why it was a reasonable price. One of his higher end, more intricate models, those are looking at about right around 1,000. So anyway, so yeah, that's my rarest.
So now we're going to move on into first knives.
All right.
I'm going to throw out one for both of us because I think we both owned this at one point in time, and most of
yours is cooler than mine was. I'm going to say that right now.
Most of all of ours, a lot of us were in Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, things like that. And if you can see, it does say gourmet popcorn. This is from the popcorn sales. This is not an actual Swiss Army, Victorinox, nothing like that. I have one of those in the drawer here, but this was the Boy Scout popcorn one. So we're not going to count that. We're not going to, because we all had that one. So my first knife was kind of a gift from my father. We went to, we talk about Smoky Mountain Knife Works, so people know we live in Tennessee. So my first race that I ever went to was at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Oh yeah.
I think at the time it was Bristol International Raceway before it was the Motor Speedway. And Rusty Walsh was my favorite driver.
Rusty, man, hell yeah.
Yeah, and so he had just switched to the blue Miller Lite car. He was in the black Miller Genuine Draft. He had just switched to this car. So we were at the race, and my dad bought me this knife. So
beautiful. There
we go. It's only been used as like a letter opener. It has a lot of wiggle. It's and the steel. Oh, we've talked about this. UC 1156 steel.
That sounds great.
Sounds great.
The more numbers and letters, the better.
Right. Lots of wiggle, lots of blade play, but it's got the printed signature. It's, I don't want to say sentimental. We're not there, but it was the first, and it was a purchase from my father. So.
You know what? Every blade is sentimental. We got the most sentimental.
Most sentimental.
Right, so nothing wrong with some sentimentality. All right. Well, for me, let's see here. My first knife. This again. That's very similar here. This was a gift from my dad. Belonged to my dad. It's got his initials engraved on it, though they're almost faded now. This is a Pakistani special. Definitely. I'm sure somebody got it for him at a flea market.
Yep.
And then had that placard applied with his initials, which just looks wonderful.
Probably bought it from Daryl.
Good old Daryl, man. I guarantee you Daryl had something to do with this. But the blade steel is just Pakistan stainless, which is hot metal. Lot of blade play up and down, side to side, and the lock is not the most confidence-inspiring thing in the world. But
you've got a lock?
Oh yeah!
Wow, that's strange.
I'm living large over here. But yeah, as you can see here, it's a tail lock, and the whole pattern is kind of clearly based off of. It's like a miniaturized Buck 110, a miniaturized and a cheapified Buck 110. But sentimental, never sell it. I'm always gonna have it, and that's my first knife.
First knife. All right. So now we're gonna go into most recent purchase.
All right.
And for me, this only applies because my most recent purchase hasn't arrived yet. But it is the Kaiser Towser K.
Love it.
154 cm. and the rich light handle material. I'm loving it. It seems pretty tough. You know, I've never had this type of a handle material before.
Yeah.
But it's comfortable, and that Kaiser action. I mean,
Boy.
whether you're, you know, because there's no flipper, so it's just the thumb stud, and I can do it left-handed as well, and it's just.
I remember when you came over and showed me that knife for the first time. It just blew me out of the water. Like, I couldn't believe, because I'd heard people on YouTube saying, "Oh, you guys got to check this knife out. The action's amazing."
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I'm sure it's as good as, like, you know, a high-end knife.
It's so smooth.
It's crazy. It's different.
Yeah.
Is the thing. It's not as good as something else. It's different.
Now I know you guys are top down, but like I just have to unlock it and it falls.
Yeah.
There's no
no hesitation.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, most recent knife I purchased. Woo! This is the Vox designed Giant Mouse Ace Grand, and that is in some LMAX steel, baby.
And that is the one I would steal.
So happy to have some LMAX back. I love that steel so much. And happy to have a Vox design again, because I don't even know if I ever shot a video with it, but I briefly had the Boker F3.5, which also had my Carta handle and a stainless steel frame lock. And beautiful knife for the money. It was sitting around 80. I think they're about 110 now. Beautiful knife, but a lot of problems with the execution. Blade would touch. Anyway, I don't need to get on all that. I just want to tell you guys that this is basically the fully realized version of that blade style and the materials. So yeah, really awesome knife. I've been carrying it nonstop. The Giant Mouse Ace Grand. Love it.
All right, moving on to favorite knives. This will come as no surprise to anyone that's seen me on this channel before. The Sheepdog XL 154. We're calling it the Comanche. This is not what it looked like when I purchased it. It had tan micarta scales. It was just a completely satin finish. We dyed it. He acid washed it, and we stonewashed together for this final product. So by far my favorite knife.
Still looks great, man.
You all don't understand this sound that you get opening this knife.
Yeah, it's a very there's something that is deeply satisfying.
Just that chunk of steel.
Yeah.
Just
there's a primeval kind of gut feeling when you fire that thing that just gets really satisfying.
It's almost like watching the old samurai movies, and you know it's an afterdub of the actual sound when they're pulling the katana out of the shing. Yeah. You don't get that. You know, it's the same thing. You get that same metal like.
To me, what it always reminded me of is sliding the rack on a gun or pulling the slide on a gun.
Yeah.
I love
You got to bear it. 50 BMG, just I totally get that. So, by far most favorite and least favorite of other people when I'm fidgeting with it at work.
I can see that. All right, so for me, most favorite, or just favorite, most favorite. That's kind of a double.
Yeah.
That would be
most good.
Bestest. That would be the Wii Snex Mini Buster. I love this knife. Reason why is because I've said this before in other videos. I'm a huge nerd, big Final Fantasy fan, and I like to think that this knife, when Mr. Snex designed this thing, I like to think he was inspired by Cloud's Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII. And if you were to pretend the edge was on this side of the blade, it would actually be. The shape and everything would be really similar to this big giant sword that main character carries around. But even aside from that little reference, I like this knife a whole hell of a lot. The action it's not fast and snappy, but it is kind of slow and smooth.
Smooth, yeah.
Yeah, silky.
Silky. Slow is not the right word.
Slow is not the right word. It's just kind of silky, and it's just almost, I don't know, it's just real, it sweeps. But the blade steel is 20 CV, handles are titanium, and they're just beautifully sculpted. Just love this knife. I'll always love it. It'll probably always be my favorite. I just got to throw this one out there next to it real quick just so we can see the slight differences in Snex's design languages. I do enjoy this one a lot, but I don't think it's going to beat the Buster for me as far as favorites go.
Well, see, I can do that as well because the thing I was carrying today This is second favorite.
Okay, awesome.
But this just has more, I don't want to say more personality, but more of my personality. You know, we got to add to this knife. We dyed it. You know, this I'm not touching. This is, other than that pocketbook, this knife I think is perfect.
Yeah,
so this was a close second with my carry today. But yeah, favoritist, most favorite.
Absolutely.
All right, so now we're going to move on to the last one, which is sentimental. And I'm going to call this sentimental and probably most carried over the time span.
Okay.
Because originally, the Kershaw Shuffle 2, probably the most popular video that I've been on your channel.
Yeah.
Lots of comments, thousands of views. We did a full review of Takedown Talk.
Yeah. Man, I miss Takedown Talk.
Where you took it apart. And
if I had more time, guys, we would go back. But no, we're having fun now. It's more fun for us to shoot this way.
Yeah.
But anyway.
This was my first, I'm looking for this specific knife. This was the first time I was stepping into the knife world where I had a goal. I want something small. I want something not scary, but something that'll get the job done. $20-25.
Yeah.
And this is what I found, and I still carry it to this day. At least once a week. I don't carry it as much as I used to because I have a lot more options now. But I can thumb it. Like I said, you just saw me spider flick it. I probably can't. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
A little wrist action. It's great. Plastic handles, I don't care.
Who cares?
They're contoured well.
About that video we shot together? We get so many comments of people saying, I love the Shuffle. It's a great knife. And it really is.
It really is.
Yeah.
For a budget knife, it really is. I have medium hands based on the gloves I wear at work. And with that choil, I got a full grip on it if I needed to. Not that anyone ever carries their knife like this, but we always talk about this in videos.
Yeah, right. Got to grip up for the detail work.
You got some people like my larger than average hands here. No, just medium hands, and the finger choils work well. It fits well. It carries light. If it's ball short season.
Yeah.
This goes in there. So
nice.
The late night runs to Walmart where I'm not.
Exactly. You don't want to think about it.
You don't want to think about it. Grab it and go. So sentimental because it was the first knife I intentionally purchased.
Nice. All right. Well, my sentimentalist, my most sentimental, I'm not going to keep going.
Yep.
That would be the Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This was the first high-end knife that I knew I really wanted. I wanted to experience a high-quality piece of knife manufacturing, and the PM2 is a modern classic. And it was made even more sentimental because my wife got it for me as a wedding gift, and she had my initials engraved on it. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera, but they're there, as well as our wedding date. And I have carried the living daylights out of this thing, and it's been abused and used, and I'm still enthused. So we got, as you can see here, it's had the tip rounded down on it because I tipped it. A lot of the steel's been eaten back just from me sharpening it. I did put my own, it's probably hard to see, but I did put my own sharpening choil on there.
Oh yeah.
Which works great. I did kind of make a mess on the side of the blade when I was doing it, but still works great. So yeah, it's still, the action is still that wonderful compression lock action. I really do think there's a very good reason why the PM2 is such a classic knife. And honestly, yeah, it's been around so long now. I think 8 years now that the PM2's been around, and it's timeless. People are still, it's like the Buck 110. I think it will be held in the same regard that the Buck 110 is.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my most sentimental knife.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to throw one extra out there.
Okay.
Unscripted.
Okay.
You ready?
Bring it on.
Which one of mine would you steal? And and I'm going to show you which one of mine, which I already said, of yours I would steal. Yes, sir. That one right there. Just out of the ones available.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a surprise. It's definitely the Indominus.
Oh, actually that is a surprise.
It's the crew wear, and it's that handle.
Mm.
And it's the color scheme, that Desert Warrior color scheme.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I thought you might go back for...
No.
No? Okay.
That was one of those ones that, I might go back for the Spyderco.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do still love that knife a lot, but I was happy to sell it to you, and I felt like it was, I still feel like that was the right thing, the right time, right decision, the right person. It all worked. And that was a cool knife with a cool story because I got it from Advanced Knife Pro. But it just ultimately I was like, I'm not carrying it as much as it deserves. And he told me from the moment he saw it, Walsh was like, dude, if you ever sell this knife, you let me know. So no, I wouldn't steal it back. I'd like you to keep it, but I would steal this thing. Boy, a perfectly executed axis lock on this thing.
Ultra fidget.
Love it. Oh, and let me throw in one more. Technically, because you mentioned most carried, and you said your Shuffle probably was your most carried.
Probably. I mean, it's getting close, but yeah, probably.
For me, that would actually be the Ultra Tech.
Really?
Yes. I don't carry it in my front pocket every day, but every day, nearly every day, this thing is in my back pocket because I can actuate it with my left hand just as efficiently, if not more efficiently, than I can with my right. So this sits in my left back pocket. If I ever need to pull it out, I can get it out real quick, and there you go. So that's technically my most carried. But anyway,
yeah. No, that was good. I just wanted to throw that out to you. Throw that out to you.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. We had a blast doing this with you guys. Let's have some knives on the table just to close. I'm going to put the giant mouse out there.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm going to keep.
Yes.
The Fox box.
Keep it all in the family.
Keep it all in the family. I mean.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Lovely.
So throw one more out there.
Yeah, let's see here. What? I want to keep this vibe going here. I'm gonna put the Lanny out there because
similar shapes. Yeah.
In particular to this guy, they have definitely some in common there. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining us. We're glad to have this talk with you guys. Let us know in the comments which of your knives fall into these categories. We'd love to hear about it, and we'll see you guys in the next one.